Meaningful work, productivity, success, elements that all of us chase with the dream of creating security for the ones we love or for future generations. Sometimes with the dream of contributing to a greater welfare in the world. Other times without a dream at all, but simply because we are unable to live for any other purpose. This kind of pursuit can have a high price for you, friend, and the madness of chasing success can have a high toll on everyone around you as well. Your loved ones will suffer from an absent husband or father, and you might overwork yourself through the physical and emotional deterioration that comes with a one-sided life. I bet that you already know that this might be the price that you have to consider when chasing greatness and prosperity. But is there something else that you are giving up in order to advance your career or get closer to your goals? Something that is a bit more subtle but that has the potential to kill your spirit and leave you wounded, adapting to a working environment just to fit into the so-called company mission, into the corporate value system. If you want to have prosperity in your life, you have to work with other people, but keep in mind that in every workplace you will be faced with the painful conflicts of values, and you will be pushed to violate principles, disregard your needs, and sell out in small ways here and there. The price for success? Your individuality. Every high-tension environment that might offer you the possibility of success and prosperity will put you face to face with the devil, who offers you all the money and the influence you could ever want in exchange for your soul. And if you give in to such a temptation, you might end up making bargains at great costs to yourself. Such environments want to mold you into the working unit that they need to fulfill their goal, selling you the idea that you need to shape and adapt yourself to the organization's collective value system, disregarding your individuality, inflating your ego when you are in line, and subtly shaming you when you are not. Remember, friend, that such working environments can sometimes be spotted easily, but many times observing this will require you to look behind the pretty layer that such corporations share with the world. Dare to look beyond the nicely crafted mission statements that present strong value systems, and do not allow such environments to rob you of your individuality. Regardless of your profession, you will have to face in your working life firsthand such environments, and if you are not prepared to handle them properly, you will be robbed of your uniqueness, and you will be molded into another numb working man who seems to have no soul left in him to share a smile with the ones he loves. Keep in mind that your distinctiveness will be seen as a flaw by everyone who already sold their own soul, and many times the way you approach things will be regarded as faulty if it does not fit into the so-called norm. You can choose to spend your energy suppressing your flaws and faults so that others are not offended by your uncomfortable presence, which will lead you to resentment and hate for the work that you do, or you can use these so-called flaws to your advantage. Remember, friend, that it is okay to hide away and mask some of your personality in any work environment. But when you push too much of yourself too deeply just to fit in, you will become inflexible and rigid in every other area of your life, and depression, lack of motivation, and lack of reasons to push for greater success will fill your existence. You will end up shrinking yourself to a marble just to be accepted for your abilities as well as for supporting the status quo, but underneath this facade you will withhold your creative energy and enthusiasm, and will end up avoiding any confrontation that might bring risk, blocking your own competence to move forward in your profession as well as in your personal life. Do not forget, friend, that if you want to be successful and to function effectively in your work environment, you have to accept your individuality and know your limits. Find ways to embrace your limitations and use them in the service of your life, regardless of how weird and unusual they may seem to others. As long as the job for which you signed a contract gets done, never sell out your values or change your unique ways of doing things. If you are the kind of man that thinks best when walking around, accept this about yourself. And even if you will be seen as weird at the beginning, don't be afraid to walk the whole ways if this is the way your brain generates great solutions. When you will accept this about yourself, others will accept it too, and the results of your creativity will earn you the right to stroll around aimlessly as much as you want. If you produce better results when working in isolation, or if your creativity is triggered by mumbling inarticulately garbage in front of your computer, become stubborn enough not to deny yourself these elements, regardless of what others say, and understand that this is your style of work, the style that helps you produce quality results. Remember, friend, that stagnation and lack of satisfaction in your work, as well as frustration, depression and lack of drive in life, comes from your desire to fit in moments when you do whatever is needed to remove any speck of individuality from your personality. If you are chasing success and if you desire to have meaning in your work, examine yourself and learn to express your individuality, even if you are being met with strange looks from your peers when you act out your weirdness. Stop fighting against yourself and use that energy to express your creativity instead. Have the courage to accept the parts of yourself that are not so common in other people's behavior, and do not fall into the trap of following fixed rules about work and productivity. Let your results be your guide and always deliver what you promised to deliver. Dare to be an outlier and embrace your out-of-the-ordinary methods and rituals during work. You do not need to fit in if that requires you to give up half of yourself. Jobs, careers and corporations will suck the life out of you only if you allow this to happen. Dare to embrace your way of doing things and earn the right to be an outlier through outstanding results. Never embrace the culture or values of any company or work environment if this will ask of you to cut half of your soul. On your way to the top of your profession, will you stand for yourself and your values, or will you succumb to the pressure of others? The choice is yours to make.